That's right. I have 129 of these packs because we've drafted from this format like 27 times, plus all the prize packs that I got, plus all the other mastery packs and shit. We're going to open 129 packs while I complain about this format at length. If you're at all, if you know what I'm talking about, please stick around. If you know what I'm talking about, still please stick around. It's going to be fun to watch people be confused. Also, if you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe, YouTube viewers. First, did I not draft this? I'm pretty sure I drafted an Obira. Alright, first freeze in place. Yeah, I didn't like this one specifically because, like, it's not great. Oh, did I get popped? Did I get flopped? Did I get hopped? I might have gotten hopped. Did I go offline? It looks like I just got re-welcomed back into my own chat room. I can't believe that's my first one. First Raging Battle Mouse. I could have sworn I had one of these. Wait, hold on. Now I gotta look at my collection. I'm pretty sure I had an Obira and a Battle Mouse collection. Yeah, I had one. I had 4 of these. Why is it saying first? I hate this game. All right. Well, whatever. Whatever. Let's keep opening packs up while I complain bitterly about this format. You know what? Early in the format, I was actually doing pretty well. So I can't really complain too much about the format. I know I've drafted this. Stop telling me things. That was the first one. Like, I know... continue. Can I not just click outside of it? Early in the format, I was doing actually pretty well. And then, it got to... This is not my first one of those. That's like my third. It got to the point where, like, I think later on, my ambitions for making decks were, like, much greater, right? First, my ass. That was in my last draft deck. Screw you, game. And so, like, I would try to do, like, 5-color green, you know, or, like, even 4-color green. Twinning twin. You better not say that's my first twinning twin, you son of a bitch. So, yeah, but we drafted this set, like, 26 times, I think. That was my 26th draft. These things are going to go into the VODs thing and everything, right? Because, like, I would try to draft, like, an additional color, or I would, you know, use this as a splash and then try to put, like, a Prophetic Prism or a Tranquil Grotto into the deck, simply because, like, if I'm playing red-white, and then, like, I get one of these passed to me, it's just like, well, 1 mana for 1 damage is 1 mana for 1 damage. That kills a lot of dumb, tiny creatures in this format, so it felt like a good card to take, and... You know, like, that's fine if, like, you're 2 colors splashing a third somehow, right? As long as you can get there in terms of, like, a treasure or something. But if you try to go 2 colors splashing a 5th, you know, it becomes very, very dicey. And I think that's what I was guilty of the most. In addition to the fact that, ooh, another mythic, Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. I think I drafted this one once and I didn't even play it. I didn't even see it, that's right. It was in the deck, but I don't think we saw it. This is not my first Dragon Mantle. Shut the fuck up, game. I really do enjoy that. This is not my first Greta. Shut up. I really do enjoy the food fight, the adventure mechanic, right? As a way to, like, make your cards feel like 2 cards in 1 that you can cast at different times. It feels fun, right? Like, being able to go, like, all right, so at instant speed, a monster roll makes something slightly bigger and gives it trample, so it's a combat trick, and then, like, later on you just get a 4/3 with trample for 4, which is not bad, actually. You know, I really enjoyed cards like this, or Stormkeld Vanguard, which is just destroy target artifact or enchantment. Great. Early on, you kill something. You kill their Surge Injure, or you kill their Bitter Blossom or something, and then later on it's like, I have a 6/7. And they know it's coming, and they also just, like, they have to basically go, like, well, I have removal now, and it could affect this board state, but that's coming. They are 2 lands away from that. So it's like playing with, like, a 30-year hand on the table, but also, like, there's these extra things you have to worry about. If your opponent played, like, the Black Virtue of Persistence, it becomes like, well, shit, I know that that's coming. Either I have to top deck my enchantment removal, or I have to kill them before they get to 7 lands. Because that's the smartest thing to do. Not adding to the board and just playing Virtue of Persistence and then just going pass, you know? And if you can't kill them by then, you know, they basically get the best creature out of every graveyard. I think that bomb was, like, maybe a little bit too strong, even for 7. Ooh, wild card. Even for 7 mana. This is not my first Welcome to Sweet Tooth. And I say that, ooh, Imidane's Recruiter. There was the mythic uncommon right there. Ah, what a good card. Like, even if the source, like, so usually these adventures, right? The bottom left corner little spell that's on that creature, usually they're a little bit below rate, right? In terms of what you get. 5 mana for 2/2/2 tokens is actually very much on rate, if not like slightly above, which is why this is such a good card, because they also have vigilance. I think in, what was it? You gotta go. All right, Cyberlike, and thanks you for the raid earlier, and thank you for swinging by. You have a good evening. Okay, I'll catch you later. There was a card in, I think it was Dominaria United, that was like 6 mana for 4 1/1s that didn't even have vigilance. Sure, they're 4 different bodies, but they're 4 tokens. It's 4 total power. This is 5 mana for 4 total power among 2 creatures, right? But also they have vigilance, so they get to just swing, right? If your opponent doesn't have a board, or they don't have a board that can do anything about these, you just swing, and then you still have blockers, you know? And then the Imidane's, the main creature side of that was like 2/2 that gave everything haste and +1/+1/+1/+0 until end of turn, which is actually great. Candy Grapple, fantastic removal spell. You saw me use that to kill a Scream Puff, you know, and it was just like, wow, I killed that for 2 mana, you know? And, you know, your opponent doesn't see it coming. It's like 2 mana, destroy target very large creature. You just kind of see them sigh through the internet. I enjoyed the first Eldraine, but I didn't draft it like I drafted this. Fraying Sanity. This might be my first Coral in the Noble Thief. This is such a bad card. Virtue of Loyalty. Yeah, you could play this. This is actually playable in draft. It makes at instant speed a 2/2, you know? And then, like, they know that this is coming. You basically gonna Anthem and give everything pseudo vigilance. Ugh, rude. I've lost to that a few times, actually. I don't think I ever drafted a single Virtue card either. I know I got one in like a sealed. Hey, there's the MVP, Fawn's Bane Troll. We're playing black-red, but the MVP was this one, the green-black troll. I mean, shit, a 4/4 that comes down and kills something, you know? I mean, I liked, what's it called because of that? Hey, another Twinning Twins. Agatha's Champion as a 4/4 for 5 that would just come down and like murder something. You better believe I like a 4/4 for 4 that could do the same thing. Spellbook Vendor. This was too good. This was way too good. If regardless of the white deck that you were playing this in, right? Like if you're playing red-white and it helped to turn on your Celebration, this was great. If you were playing, let's see, the white-black deck that wanted enchantments to go into the graveyard, this was great. You could just pay 1 to then have an enchantment go into the graveyard, because you would attach it to a creature that you controlled that already had an enchantment, and then like things would happen, right? Let's see, white, blue. It's just, Sorcerer rolls give you, oh, that's right, they give you extra scries too. So like that was just great in any white deck. And then white, green was if enchantments, auras count mattering. And so like, you know, the signpost was actually draw a card if you put an enchantment or an aura on a creature you control. That's fantastic with this. This was an amazing card. I think I drafted one of them. Any of the really high picks you would never see get past to you. And I don't blame people for not wanting to pass bombs, even if like they're in and off color, simply because like what if you pivot, right? Like what if you're in like 2 colors and then it's like pack 2 pick 1 and you see a Gruff triplets, sorry. You sometimes pivot. I pivoted and I think we went like 5 and 3 with that deck, you know? It's just like, I guess we're in green now because like Gruff triplets is just too good. This is not my first Picklock Prankster. Spiteful Hexmage, I don't think this does enough. It puts a cursed roll on a creature you control. I don't think that's enough. There was very few ways to like actually. So the threatened effects, there were actually 2 threatened effects in this set, right? The apple and the twisted fealty. But it felt like you weren't really using those for like a black-red shenanigans thing, right? Ooh, 3 blind mice. Because the red-black deck wasn't a sacrifice deck like it typically is. It was like this rat aggro deck. You just throw a bunch of rats at your opponents, you know? And we drafted the red-black and we weren't even playing. This is not my first Stone Splitter Bolt. We weren't even playing that many rats, you know? We didn't have any. We had like one rat payoff, and it was Totentons, and we didn't even really use him. Totentons is just good in red black regardless, because he turns all of your creatures into, when this creature dies, make a 1/1 rat token. That's fine. Rest in peace. Requiescum pace. Sir Armon's very good. Hopeful Vigil's fantastic. Wicked Visitor's okay. It's fine too. It's a bear, you know. Got 106 packs left. 106 packs of me just like whining. It's like in that, this is not my first Regal Bornicorn, fuck you. I'm sorry, Feels. I'm talking as if people that are here know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Hey, another Bitter Blossom. Clearly not the first one. Clearly not the first fucking Bitter Blossom. Heartflame Duelist. So I got one of these in my pre-release pack, and even though I wasn't in white, I found myself in Jund, green, black, red, and so I was just like, yeah, just put it in there, and we'll play like there were two Root Rider Fawns, which could eventually, filter mana. So this ended up just like being like 3 mana, 3 damage to any target. Still good, you know, like. I don't think that this is as suffocating as in original Eldraine. They released this card called, it's one of my favorite cards too, Bone Crusher Giant, which was, I think, what they're trying to like recapture here. Bone Crusher Giant was like 2 mana as an instant adventure, 2 damage to any target, damage can't be prevented this turn. Or rather, damage can't be prevented this turn, then 2 damage to any target. Very important, the order of those operations, because you do them in that order, right? And then the creature side was a 3 mana 4/3, which, like, sure, like you could just play that on curve. You go turn 2, stomp, turn 3, Bone Crusher Giant, and that felt good. This was like, there was almost a bit of a hurdle here, because you wanted to get both the Heartflame Slash to like be an adventure to do 3 damage to any target. Then later on, you still wanted to have like the 3/1, you know, but you know, sometimes you just play the 3/1 on turn 2 and hope that your opponent couldn't just go like, oh yeah, flick a coin. Bitter Blossom's just fantastic. I think I screwed up that last match entirely. What is this? Stab? This is not my first stab wound. Shut up. Hey, it's a wild card. I'll take that. Tomorrow I'm going to be spending a couple wild cards on Caverns of Souls from the new Ixalan set. Because I play, in Explorer, I play Blue-White Spirits. Very, very annoying deck to play against. I will say that. But I love playing it. There's our MVP, the Fawnsbane Troll. God, I bet that dude smells terrible. All trolls smell terrible. They're trolls. They're stinky. They come from the troll factory, and they just reek. Belligerent of the Ball. That's not my first, clearly. This did a lot of work. I think maybe I undervalued this card, because like in every game that it mattered, they do not smell good. They smell awful. Every game that this thing mattered, it was just like, oh yeah, that's bigger and it has menace. Godric. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. 3/3 that sometimes is a 4/4 flyer. The whole dragons you control text on there, though, kind of stupid. I'll say that. Because, like, there's like 2 dragons in this set. Hey, there's a tough cookie. He's a food golem. There's another Godric. And Oppression. This wasn't a good draft card. Return from the Wilds, though. At first, I thought this is bad. This is actually really good. Because it does add to your board as well as fixes your mana. This also fixes your mana. I feel like you still want more Fawns over returns, because the Fawns can block if you need them to, you know? Hey, what's up, Wild Lioness Curls? How you doing, homie? How's your week been? Oh, no. How's your weekend been? Sorry. I don't microwave used underwear. I don't even microwave normal underwear. Here's the problem with that. Hey, there's Imadane's Recruiter again. If you microwave your underwear, I think it's not good for the elastic. I'm doing all right. We're doing a farewell to a draft format. The new set for this card game comes out tomorrow on the Arena client, and so they're kind of retiring this from the what's called draft thing. It's just a format. It's like a game type. All the man lands in this set were like cool, I guess. I think I overvalued Restless Fortress because I died to it once. Draining your opponent for 2 on attack is like not bad, but sometimes your opponent would just go like, oh yeah, I killed that in response. And you just go, huh, cool. Gingerbread Hunter. I love this card. I absolutely love this card. It looks like a troll, but he's a giant. being able to like murder something small and then like later on go like, oh yeah, now I have a 5/5. Like sometimes you just play that as a 5/5. No. Well, I mean, Feels Dry likes to microwave underwear because it's his favorite way of cooking them. You know, he likes how it makes the elastic chewy, and a little bit crunchy. But I don't think Restless Spire was a good creature land at all. Like a 2/1 with First Strike. Okay, it died to so many things. I don't know if you want to risk that. Well, yeah, but then that's the only way to get the grill marks. You know, that's the only way to get the grill marks. Since you're suffering from migraine. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that really a thing? God, whenever somebody tells me about the stuff that happens to them when they get migraines, I just become more and more thankful that I do not, you know, suffer from that. Curiosity. Oh, this is a fun card. This was a fun card. If you put this on a catapult, you would just like draw extra cards every turn. Just like, oh yeah, draw a card, cast an instant of sorcery, untap my catapult, draw a card, cast an instant of sorcery, untap my catapult, draw a card, and your opponent just could not come back from that. Twinning Twins. This is not the first one. You gave me 2 earlier. Fuck you, game. I swear to God. Is Wild of Eldraine over? Pretty much. I'm not going to draft it anymore. Today's the last day that it's the format on Arena. Tomorrow I'm going to be moving into the Ixalan set. I'm going to do a sealed and then maybe a draft. Sealed and then maybe a draft. I don't know. I also was thinking about doing a Leathercraft stream sometime this week because I have things that are prepared for me to do Leathercraft streams. Hamlet Glutton. I love Hamlet Glutton. If your opponent could not respond to this. And it dodged big old Candy Grapple, you know. It dodged so much removal. I like that card. You're on very... Jesus Christ. I can't even pronounce that first one. And that second one, I know I'm going to say it wrong. You put the grilled marks on with a permanent marker. Oh, don't they have those like those flavored permanent markers? Or is that something that I dreamt up because meth is a hell of a drug? That's a joke. This one was a good one. This one was a really good man land. It became a 4/4, but then like when it attacked, you got a food token for free. And then it also exiled a card from a graveyard, which sometimes mattered, especially if you were playing against like black, right? Which had back for seconds, as well as white, which had, oh God, what was the one in white? Back for more? Something like that. There were 2 revival spells, one in black and one in white. So sometimes you just wanted to get rid of cards from their graveyard. Also, there was like that fairy that would also give them a card if they paid 3 at instant speed. This was terrible in draft. Like a 3/3 for 4 is not good. Land creatures is like you had to draft rares in addition to drafting this mythic rare, which was just that wasn't happening. This is for constructed, and I don't even know if it's really for constructed. You know. Yeah, the scented ones, aren't those also flavored? Aren't the scented ones flavored? I could have sworn that they had a good taste to them. My first disdainful stroke. I mean, maybe. This card sucks. This is a very bad card in this format. In draft formats, I feel like this is a bad card. And in constructed though, if you know your opponent's playing like big spells and you're in blue, it's just like, oh yeah. Ingenious Prodigy was fun. I never got to play it. At least I don't think I did. They taste like chemical. What? What? Are you guys getting the right one? Are you guys getting the right ones? Whenever I eat those markers, they taste wonderful. Feral Encounter's fantastic. This was like a 2-for-1 that gave you like not just a 2-for-1. It was like scry 5. Put a creature, exile one of those creatures. Put it. You could cast it this turn, but you could cast it as a creature or an adventure. So if you had like a lot of adventures, sometimes you would just go like, oh yeah, I will cast that creature later, but I will adventure now. Which meant that it drew you a card, and then you would use the Feral Encounter to just go like, I don't like that creature, and get that. And it's one of the few bite effects in the format, which is also nice. In this format, all the green removal was essentially fight at sorcery speed or Oh no, wait. The other one was bite at sorcery speed, but it was also just a sorcery. But it was a bite. There were 2 bites and a fight. I don't know. Feral Encounter seemed like the best of all of them, even though it didn't buff your creature at all. Scented is different from... No. That's not true. I was eating the same... Were you guys not eating the Crayolas too? Hashtag not sponsored. Were you guys not eating Crayolas as well? Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Not sponsored. They are not paying me for this. You guys got to try the Crayolas. This tastes fantastic. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so sorry. There was a kid, though, back in my elementary school that accidentally... I guess he was, like, gnawing on one during class. And he just accidentally wholesale... gulped it down. And then he was so scared. And I think they had to rush him to the ER to pump his stomach. I'm not making that up either. That fucking, like... The kid was so scared. And I was just like, holy shit. He ate a marker. It was one of those fat Crayolas, too. Not one of those skinny ones. It was one of those big old chunky boys. Ah! You should get the Bloomin' Crayola box. Feels dry. You should get the Bloomin' Crayola box. That's a special that they have at Outback Steakhouse. They take a bunch of Crayola crayons and then they spread them open and they batter them and then they deep fry them and you just pick out the individual crayons and eat them. Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. Hey, there's an Agatha's champion. Love this creature. Comes down, kills something small, stands and goes like, the fuck you looking at, bitch ass. Love this card. And it's a trampler. Elvish Archivist. I don't think I ever drafted this. Yeah, I don't think I ever drafted this. This is a really good card. It's got the Enchantress effect of every time an enchantment enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and every time an artifact, that's the Enchantress effect. The artifact thing that makes it bigger is also just like cool. Though I wouldn't throw it face first into a board that's moderately on parity, you know? You guys were getting high off of markers? That's not good. You get really sick from that. Ooh, Edgewell. I like Edgewell. You can get really... Hey, Skits! It's our big boy, the Lord Skitter Sewer King. Oh, also, yes, John, please feel better. In fact, you probably... I gotta say, you probably shouldn't be, like, watching streams. You should probably just be, like, lying down, maybe trying to take a nap, right? Lord Skits. Yeah, he was good. He was also in my pre-release deck. We drafted him a few times, and there was like one deck where I think we kept losing so fast we never even got to see him. Those never feel great. Oh well. Oh, unknowingly. You don't want to wake up at 3? Well then just go back to sleep. Hey, Raging Battle Mouse. That card's not good actually. But Sir Armont the Redeemer was. Holy shit. This card's fantastic. As a 4/4 that just like pops out, and then also putting a monster roll on another creature that you controlled, which gave that thing +1/+1 and trample, and then this card also giving it an additional +1/+1 trample means that this creature made something else like massive. It gave it +2/+2 trample, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Now I swing with this, I don't know, 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, 8/8, right? I really liked Sir Armont. It felt so good. It was, and like you could just play it pre-combat and then like have a really good attack. Phyrexian Unlife did not belong in the format. I don't know why it's here. They figured out why kids were getting sick. Oh god. I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm sorry. I mean, kids are gonna do... Hey, it's Gumdrop Poisoner again. Kids are gonna do silly things. I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't really seek out things that would, like, get me wasted. You know what I mean? In fact, I was, like, pretty worried about... Hey, Beseech the Mirror. I was pretty worried about things that would, like, permanently damage my brain. No, I'm not laughing at them for having withdrawals. Although, I mean, you ever have a sugar withdrawal? I'm kidding. This number's not counting up. I need to double check my my percentage of collection. Hold on. Profile. Set collection. This is the wrong one. It's this one. 91%. Okay. We are one common away from getting the... We don't have all the uncommons, and we don't have... or at least one of each uncommon. We don't have one of each rare. All right, whatever, packs. We still have 81 packs to go. What was I saying? Hey, Garrick's up. That's not the first Garrick. That's not the first cursed courtier. Another blossoming tortoise. Monstrous Rage. This can't be the first Monstrous Rage. I like this card though. It's just like, oh yeah, that's bigger. It's got trample now. It's permanently bigger. It's +3/+1. It's not communicated because like Monstrous Roll is not. It's spelled out, but it's not like on the card itself. Bramble Familiar, Mana Dork, and then Leyline of Lightning, worthless card, stupid card. Whenever you cast a spell, pay 1. You tax yourself by 1 to do 1 damage to target player. Ugh. Bad card. Hey, Virtual Courage. This is actually not a great card in draft, but I had one opponent that did play this, and then they had the catapults out. And because they had the catapults out, they could ping me for 1, which essentially, when with this enchantment out, would draw them a card. Oh, they drowned me in card advantage. It was so good. I remember being like, ugh, I'm losing to this. I hate that I'm losing to specifically this. 1 damage at a time. Griffinary never got that to work. Pollen Shield Hair exists. Real talk. I was like, as a kid, I was so paranoid, so worried. I was so worried about like, hey, Ashiok. Ashiok's cool. I like them. Every time they show up in a set, they have like this game-breaking. I mean, they're a planeswalker, right? They have this game-breaking effect on the game, and you have to get rid of them ASAP. This one's just like, I'm here. And then you could like just draw a card replacing itself, or you make 2 1/1s that then slowly get bigger, and it's still here, right? What a good card. I think I drafted 1 once and didn't get to play it. No, I didn't draft it. Never mind. Oh yeah, so I was always worried about braining my damage. Twisted Sewer, which is great. I was always worried about like getting brain damage because I used to like watch these things on like network television where they talked about how you can get like brain damage and other long-term effects from like exposure to chemicals. I remember growing up and like seeing this thing about lead paint and being super worried about lead paint. And there was like this it was like this commercial where they showed this kid and he just picks up like this glob of pink off the floor, puts it in his mouth, and then spits it out. And I'm just like, why the fuck would you do that? That was on the floor, you stupid little shit. And it was to illustrate like, yeah, you could just put lead paint in your mouth for like a second, and now you'll have lead poisoning and be brain damaged and a fucking idiot for the rest of your life. And I'm just like, holy shit. And you know, like I had that to worry about. I had quicksand to worry about. They used to like put quicksand in like novels and shit, and it would always be like the thing that would just kill you. It's like, are you trapped in quicksand? Oh, you're fucking dead, bro. Oh, kind of like sorority girls. That's terrible. I'm sorry, everybody. A tale for the ages. That was very bad. I'm sorry. That was very not a good joke, but it was you know what, it was a good joke. Screw you. 69, nice 69 packs left. And you'll float since you'll displace less than the sand. You really? Shit. I was always told to struggle when you end up in quicksand. This card was bad in draft, right? Let me tell you, this card was just not good. You could do all 3 and it would still be not good. You could do all 3 of these modes with this Elf Knight and it would be not good. It's just like, okay, target card that you own in exile that has an adventure, put it back into your hand so you can cast the adventure again. But they know about it, so there's not gonna be a blowout like if you have like the monster roll thing. Maybe you make like another food token. I don't know. There's just not enough value there. Target card you don't own in exile that is an adventure on the bottom of its owner's library. So like if your opponent exiled a creature by casting an adventure, you put that on the bottom of their library so that Hopefully they never see you again. That's maybe the only useful thing, because it does cost your opponent kind of half a card there. Exile target player's graveyard, which you would do just to your opponent, just because. But like in draft, these were not like great. And being a 3/4 for 3 was just not enough. So like, despite the fact that you could do all of these, you could do each one of them once on ETB, it just wasn't enough. Witchstalker Frenzy, you would take Witchstalker Frenzy over this Sentinel of Lost Lore. And that's wild. Is what basically the same thing as the grave. The graveyard? Yes, I think. What grave are we talking about? If you're using Yu-Gi-Oh terms, I can only assume, you know, because I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I should learn to play Yu-Gi-Oh because my girlfriend likes Yu-Gi-Oh, but she doesn't know how to play either. But I bought her structure decks. Leyline of the Void. This is an okay card. It just needed a reprint, but it didn't need to be in this set, so useless in draft. This card, though, Decadent Dragon. Holy shit. A 4/4 flyer for 4 in draft. That's just like, give me that, give me that. Is that basically... Oh, so if you're asking me about a specific card, I don't know why you would think that I would know about that specifically. Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh card? I like that. I'm specifically gonna just say like I don't even know what you're talking about now. You've made it even more limited. Decadent Dragon, great card. I think I drafted one once and I was like, oh, I'm fucking splashing for this. I'm fucking splashing for this. Sir Ginger. This was like from the advertisement for the first Eldraine. I remember the there's like this whole animation, this very well put together animation where Ginger and her boyfriend are like sneaking in this witch's cottage. It's like it's the Hansel and Gretel witch, or akin to that witch, you know, like it's covered, the cottage is covered in food and everything's made of food. And then like I think they get eaten by Garruk, who's like still possessed and a monster, or Garuk, or however it's fucking pronounced. Garruk. Might be Gerald, another spiteful hex mage. I don't know if this is a good 1 mana 1-drop. Like, I really don't. Like, sure, you could put the cursed roll onto, like, a rat token, you know? But, like, I don't know. Restless Cottage, I still think this is one of the better ones. The green ones were the better ones. There's another one that's, like, the blue-green, which makes another creature a 3/3. So if you and your opponent have the only 2 creatures on board, you could actually make their creature a 3/3, just so that it couldn't block this the blue-green one, which would be a 5/5. Or you can make another one of your creatures, like a 1/1 rat, now able to attack because it's a 3/3, and now it becomes like a real threat. Tangled Colony. This is an okay creature. It's an okay creature. It's a 3/2, can't block. You have to maneuver around it to make sure that you don't end up giving your opponent like 17 rats, which I did once because I'm an idiot, and that's what cost me a game. I once just blocked it, and with a 6/7, I was like, this will be fine. And then they got 6 rats. I was like, oh, I thought it gives you rats equal to its toughness. No, it's rats equal to the amount of damage it took. Well, shit. So they just kept swinging out, and I was like, well, I could block one of these, but this ain't good, is it? Huntman Redemption. This is a reference to Garruk. There he is. I guess he got redeemed? I don't know, makes a beast token. Sacrifice a creature. You can get a land. Okay. Up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 and gain trample. That's not bad either. Actually. It's basically an overrun. I don't know if you really want to play that on turn 3, though, unless you have something to sacrifice to it. Sleep Cursed Fairy. Ah, what a nice 1-drop. What are we in terms of vault progress? This is not my first of any of these. Fuck you, game. I don't know why it's doing that. 60 packs left. Jesus Christ. We're really filling this out, by the way. Every 6 packs that we open, we get a wild card, a rare or mythic wild card. So we have like 144 rares and 70 mythic wild cards. Plus, every pack we open, we get a rare or mythic from the set. So we're just trying to fill out our set right now. 59 packs left. So we're got like, what, 10 more wild cards? Here's a mythic. Grave Pact. What's this? Balloona Grand Squall. This is one of the cards that I would have loved to have made a deck around in draft. What's the matter, Summer? Did you eat Crunchies? This is one of the cards that I would have loved to make made a draft deck around. But like, in order to make this work, you basically have to draft 3 colors. Thankfully, one of them's green. And then you have to make sure that every other card that you put in your deck is an adventure. So that hopefully when you cast Seek Thrills, it actually does get you cards in hand. Otherwise, it's Summer, stop. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, bad girl. Ah, what a bad girl. Otherwise, it's just a 4/4 trampler that sucks. Bad girl. You big girl. You're going to kitty jail. I'm calling up the warden right now. He's a giant rat named Chuck. Chuck E. Cheese. Charles Entertainment Cheese. That's Chuck E. Cheese's real name, and that's disturbing. Balloona Grand Squall, though, essentially, like, I don't know. It seems like a draft bomb if you can make it work, but if you're not specifically making sure that every one of your creatures has an adventure, you are not getting any use out of this. Every time I saw one, like, even if we were, like, near it, I think we were doing, like, 3 or 4 color green, and I saw the Balloona Grand Squall, and I was just like, no. No. Restless Bivouac. It's a 2/2 that puts a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I guess it can make itself bigger. Typically, you want to put those counters on something else that will stick around. You don't have to pay to, like, animate every turn. I guess it really depends on the situation. Chica House Mouse, take that. Steal the ring, Mickey. Shirai. The blue-white deck was bad. Except for that one time that my opponent just had everything for the blue-white deck, in which case it was like, damn! Rooted in play of Super Mario Brothers 2. I think it predates that. Oh, this is just another one of these. I think it predates that because I was seeing it in, like, what was it? Goosebumps, which I believe predates Super Mario Brothers 2. I know, what was it? Oh god, fucking Hardy Boys. It would show up in Hardy Boys, reading those old ass books in the library, or god, when they had them, Choose Your Own Adventure. Ugh, ugh. And it's just like, man, this is quicksand. You gotta stop moving. Don't shake or you'll sink faster. In fact, if anything, Super Mario Brothers 2 taught you the worst way to get out of quicksand. Super Mario Brothers 2 was like, you should struggle. You should struggle. You'll get out of quicksand faster. And from what I understand, you're not supposed to struggle at all. If you struggle in quicksand, you just go down faster. It's just like, it kind of... So, quicksand is, what is it? It's a non-Newtonian fluid? No, that's not it. Is it a non-Newtonian fluid? It's sand, but the particles are smaller than your average sand. So it acts like a fluid. Tangled Colony. It acts like a fluid, and so if you struggle, when you're under it, it just kind of like pulls you down, because that's when it seizes up, is when you are exerting force on it. But if you relax on it, it acts as a liquid. It loosens up, and then you start to... Yes. So as you, if you run across a non-Newtonian fluid, you can just run across it, and it's as if it was like a more solid surface. But if you relax on the non-Newtonian fluid, you start to sink. And so if you start to sink too much, and then you start to struggle against that, that's when it seizes up, and that's when it prevents you from like actually pulling out. Giggity. Asinine Antics. I would think that this would have been great. And yet, I don't know. I don't want to wait till I get to 6 mana and then pass and wait for my opponent to go like, all right, I'm attacking you with all my creatures before you go, they're a bunch of 1/1s. Ha 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 ha. God. But yeah, so that's what I've been told. Like, you can't struggle when you're under the quicksand. If you struggle, you're fucked. What you have to do is like kind of get help and pull yourself out. Just lean back and float. No, what if you lean back, then your nose is that much closer to being submerged in the sand, and then you die. Mosswood Dread Knight, never drafted it. Fantastic card. Look at this shit. Draw a card, lose 1 life. Oh, what a good card. And then like a 3/2 that keeps coming back. It's based on the Arthurian legend of the Green Knight. Where I think it challenges Percival. It's a Green Knight made of like trees and everything, and so the Green Knight approaches Percival. It might be Galahad. It's just like, hey, listen, let's have a fight, you and me. You get the first hit, and so Percival chops the dude's head right fuck off. And then the Green Knight then picks his head back up, puts it right back on, and he's like, all right, I'll see you in a year, and walks away. And so, like, it's just horrifying to be like, oh shit, was that is that the enemy stand user? You know, like, Jesus Christ, I am fucked. So the next year is just like everything's purple from anxiety, and he's basically trains to become a better warrior so that he could fight this thing. This is the worst. This is a very bad card in this format because it doesn't do anything. It's a 2/4 with vigilance. The tap ability sucks. You're not gaining that much life in white, despite the fact that there's a cursed courtier right below it. More PSI per limb than if you... Wait, PSI like pounds per square inch? There's the good one. Like, Rowan's actually good. A 4/2 with Menace is just... You could play that. It doesn't... Again, the second ability doesn't do anything, but at least you, like, swing in, and it's hard for your opponent to block it. Will can't block her. Will's just like, damn, I can't do anything about my sister. She's just so angry. And also kind of girl bossing. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're exerting more pressure downwards if you just stand on your feet versus if you spread out all of your weight across your entire body. But if you're not moving, you still get sucked in because you're not exerting force, like active force onto it, right? You have to like, so I guess the real thing is just like you have to run across the quicksand, which is hard because you don't know if it's quicksand. It looks like all the other sand. Oh my god! That was the other concern, right? It blended in with all the other sand. And so I, as a child, was terrified of quicksand, despite the fact that I've never seen a body of sand other than at the beach. So, like, what the fuck was I worried about? I wasn't in the Sahara. I wasn't in the Amazon, you know? Where is there gonna... And there's worse shit in the Amazon and the Sahara, like scorpions and fucking bullet ants. Those pink centipedes that spit fucking cyanide? Oh, yeah, I don't need that shit. Tell you that much for true. There are pig centipedes. Look that shit up, by the way. They're hot pink. They are a hot pink centipedes that spew cyanide when they feel threatened. It's like... They're like, piss off. And they call you a cocksucker, too. But in their language, not ours. Elvish Archivist. Hopeful Vigil was so good in this format. Another wild card. We're getting like a lot of wild cards. And not a lot of like set completion. If this is not my first Ash. Requiescum pace. Virtual Strength was probably the worst of the cycle in this format. Because, like, sure, it got you a card back from the graveyard? But, tapping a basic land for mana, I just, like, at 7, when you hit your 7th land, you don't care about that. You really don't. More afraid of a grain silo. Oh, yeah, because that, you could just desiccate the inside of your lungs if you inhale too much of it. The same thing happens in, what was it? Chocolate, flour, right? If you inhale too much of that shit, it's just really bad. A Bramble Familiar, just a mana dork. I don't know if you ever really use the second half of this, the fetch quest. Fetch quest, Jesus Christ. Elemental Raccoon. The more I read about this, put a creature, enchantment, or land. It mills you 7 cards though. I don't like that. I really don't like being milled for 7 cards. What if you lose both of your my thinking for that is, what if you lose both of your removal spells that way? Well, you're fucked. Taken by nightmares. I really enjoy removal like this. Simple, to the point. Exiles a creature. I wish it hit a planeswalker too, you know, just for constructed. It's not a good card outside of draft. Denser than a human body. Well, yeah, silica, okay. Won't die in it unless you decide to go in head first. Oh yeah, their ass is just sticking out. And then like, you know, like the lower half is still sticking out, but it's like all skeletal. And you're just like, I mean, technically it's still warm because we're in the desert, but also... Oh god, going to jail for that one. Alright, Twisted Fealty. This is not my first one. Twisted Fealty. Oh, that's Rowan. I get it. Yeah, I'd be into Ariette too. She hot. Ariette's pretty milfy, actually. I think she's milfy. Watch, I find out she's like only 27 years old. Jesus Christ. Has my concept of what makes a woman an older woman been warped so much by Hollywood that I think that a 27-year-old is an old lady? Hey, there's Hilda of the Icy Crown. Never got to draft her. Wait. I wouldn't want to draft her. I think that the tap deck is just so bad in this format. It's just so slow. There's really good playoffs though. Like there's Threadbind Click, you know. There's Vantress Transmuter. There's a lot of good cards in that deck. The tap effects though are like, unless you draft the rare Hilda's Icy Crown, you know, like you don't really have a good source of tapping. Charming Scoundrel. We're getting to the point where it's probably, I should have looked at not this. Let me look at my collection real quick. We're getting to the point where it's probably starting to get choked on not collected Wilds of Eldraine on cards that I don't have. Right? Like, because so when you open packs, duplicate protection kicks in. And so if you have like 4 of something, it won't give you another one of these. It'll give you a card that you don't already have in that same rarity. What cards am I missing? I don't have any Imidanes. I never drafted her. I always like, every time I saw her, I was just like, this is not good. Because you need to play like a bunch of damage-based removal. I didn't get a single questing druid? Oh, fuck me. Song of Totentons. This was a win condition by itself. Let's see. 2 Gruff triplets. I could have sworn I had more than that. There's Ariette. She looks like she's in her mid-20s, early 30s. I don't know. Oh no, that doesn't make her a MILF. That makes her... Didn't I draft one of these Soul Cauldrons? No, I didn't. That's right. This is actually pretty good. You could exile cards from your opponent's graveyard, right? From a graveyard, and then it puts tokens on your creatures, and then you get their activated abilities. Yeah, I didn't draft any of these. But also, that between those 3 cards, those are the only cards that I'm missing from the set. 4 cards. 4? Yeah, 4 cards. I'm only missing like 4s for the 1-ofs. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is like one of those cards that, because it exists, like you have to play it in like Hardened Scales decks in Modern. Like it's become part of the package now. So it's skyrocketed into a $60 card. Otherwise, Hardened Scales is not an expensive deck to buy into. But because it's like this $60 card now, it's like, fuck me, you know? Like, I guess we're not getting that. We're not going into Scales now. I would like to get one of the other cards that I don't have. Thunder's debut. I had at least one of those. I just like it when the bars show at orange. Virtual Persistence. Never drafted one of these. Would have liked to. Look at that. -3/-3. It kills something small, gains you some life, and then the rest of it's just like, oh yeah, is anything dead? I need that now. I need that. That's mine. Ah, what a good card. Kind of warped. Like a little bit too pushed, I feel. Talion, the kind of... I did draft this, and every time I played it, the next turn it would fucking die, because you know why? This is too much to deal with. This is the card that you save your removal for, because it's just like, oh man, I can't cast any of these spells. You either pick like a 2 or a 3. And then everything in their hand just ends up being, well, I take 2 and you draw a card. This seems fair. Rude ass card. Oko, surprisingly absent from this set. I guess they didn't want to like risk there being a negative feeling about the set because of Oko. Fucking Oko, man. Banned in like every format except for like what? Legatio? When Oko was new, somebody actually won a game by turning a Black Lotus into a 3/3 elk and killing their opponent by beating them with the Black Lotus. A Black Lotus is like the most expensive card in the game. It's worth like basically a house at this point because of speculators and investors and blah, blah, blah. And somebody used that to beat someone to death in a game because of Oko. Fucking Oko. Regal Bunnicorn. I think I drafted this once and it sucked. It sucked. It sucked. I couldn't get a big enough board state, and then my opponent would just like kill it while it was small. Hey, what's up, Mirage? How was your stream earlier, dude? I was lurking a little bit, but I wanted to do some running around and take care of some stuff. It looks like you finished on a bit of the Suika game, which, oh god. Then that reminded me. No, it was so the original, there's only like one printing, technically three printings, technically 5 printings of Black Lotus, but it only came out in the first set. It's the most powerful card in the game, or one of the most powerful cards in the game. But it was just a copy of Black Lotus. And the value of a Black Lotus really comes down to its condition. Its condition. When I saw you playing Suika game, though, I was like, I should play Suika game, and it's like, no, you have shit to do around the house. So I pulled myself away from the Suika game. Yeah, Post Malone's got a lot of money. He recently paid $2 million for this 1-of-1 card. It was the One Ring. It was a specific print, 1-of-1. I think the card was sold very early in, like, Jersey. Bitter Blossom. Questing... Hey! That's my first Questing Druid game. Come on! This is my actual first. I looked it up. This is my first fucking game. I swear to God. Post Malone really likes Magic the Gathering, and he spends, like, silly amounts of money on it. Huntsman's Redemption number 3 or 4? I remember when I first started drafting, though, I would just rare draft. I would be like, that's a rare, that's a mythic, cool, give me that. And I didn't care about like the decks that I was making. And then eventually I would just sort of like settle on to, we've got a lot of these, I'm gonna play this. The end. This is a fun card. There was one draft where I kept getting past these on pack 3 when I was not in black. And I was just like, damn it, because I really wanted to just play them. And, you know, obviously this is one of those cards where you cast it, where you get multiples of it, and it's just like, wow. You know, like, let me see your whole deck to see what I have to worry about. Yep. I never did that, too. I really should have. Another rare wild card. I'll take that. How many rare wild cards do I have? 151 and 72 mythic rares. Okay. The wild cards are technically worth more than the completion, but I want to get the completion. Hey, another Gruff Triplets. Stupid fucking card. Stupid fucking card. You resolve it, you win. I don't even know what Millennium Blades is. I hate cards in draft that are just like, oh, did you play that? You win. Because it makes 2 copies of itself. Hatching Plans is fun. This is not my first copy. Yeah, I have no idea what Millennium Blades even is. You could tell me that that's like a switchblade that people... Hey, there's an Imidane. That people, like, the game is essentially people try to spin it on the tip of their finger. And I'd be like, that sounds dangerous, but I guess... Hey, there's the Hilda's Crown of Winter. So much of the tap deck, the enablers are in rare, you know? This is why it's bad. This is why it was like bad, you know? But like, if everyone was off of it and like the cards were there, if you got like the uncommon and the mythic rare legendary creatures, like you could conceivably make it work, but like, that's like too much of if. The fact of the matter is, if anyone saw a Crown of Winter in any of their packs, they would just draft it. Because this just can go into any pack or into any deck, and like being able to tap your opponent's creatures for like essentially free on your turn, or just for 1 on their turn, it's too good. I mean, not too good, but it's like, it's just, oh, that's fantastic actually. CCG Simulator board game. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that. Sorry. There's too many games now, you know? I don't even have a chance to play all the games that I really want to play. There's a Restless Spire. Mana Flare! Wow. Oh, I kept thinking this was Mana Barbs. It's Mana Flare. Like I would like to play... What was that game called? It's an actual board game called Descent, which looks like you know, a role-playing... an RPG board game. Don't have any time to play that. I have, is it Rebel Alliance? No, I have something. It's the Star Wars version of Descent. And I have like a few expansion packs. Never get to play it. It's so many cards. I bought sleeves for all the fucking cards. And then, I just think to like how like I have friends that just like they don't. It's Imperial Assault. That's what it is. I have friends that are just like, one, they're not into board games. You know, they can't wrap their heads around it. And so like every time we've gone to a board game cafe, it's just like they'll look at me with this blank look on their face, like, what do I do now? And it's just like, I guess I'm playing your turn for you because you don't remember what you did last turn. And then like, or I have friends that's just like, I'm gonna have to ask you to wash your hands and like not touch your face when we play this game because like I don't want you to get your grease on my stuff. And like, you know, that's a hard conversation to have. Hey, Horn Lockwell, this is a good card. That's a hard conversation to have with friends. So it's just like, you know what? I guess no one's gonna ever touch my copy of Imperial Assaults. It's kind of pricey, Imperial Assault. Like the base game is like 100, and then all the expansions are however much they are. It's a miniatures game. You get like all these little stormtroopers, and I did not paint them because I was just like, I'm not painting these. You fucking kidding me? I could have sworn I had a Picklock Prankster. Continue. But yeah, Fantasy Flight Games is like the only company that owns the rights to making Star Wars miniature games. So it's funny because like I play HeroClix, or I used to. That's right, I used to play HeroClix, and so many times like since HeroClix is like Marvel and DC primarily, people are like, man, it'd be we're gonna get like Star Wars figures eventually. It's like, no, you're not, because like actually Fantasy Flight Games just outright owns the rights to make Star Wars miniatures, period. You're never going to see a Star Wars miniature outside of Fantasy Flight Games unless they forego the license, and I don't see them doing that anytime soon, even though they recently had like this huge scandal, blah blah blah. God, we have 8 packs left. Holy shit. Summer? Behave. What do you want? What do you want? Why are you so yappy? Want me to pick you up? Every time I go to pick her up, she just hops away, and it's like, okay, I guess that's not it. Expel the Interlopers. Never got to play this one. I think I drafted one, but I never got to play it. Basically, every set gets a board wipe in white. Sometimes there's a board wipe in black, but every set gets like one card that goes destroy everything for any mana, a certain amount of mana, and 2 white mana. Come here, come here. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want, bad girl? What do you want? What do you want? Now she's embarrassed. She thinks I'm picking on her. I'm not picking on you, baby girl. What do you want? Tell me. Tell the humans. She doesn't want. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. She's just like, don't look at me. I am baby. I am baby. Just the one. She's like, I'm baby. Don't pick on me. Yes, you baby. Come here. What's the matter? What do you want? What do you want, yappy girl? What do you want? Boop. I get you boop your nose. I booped your nose, furball. Good girl. You good girl? Here you are. Good behave? Full of purrs? Good baby? You're a good baby, right? You behave okay? Don't yell at me. Go eat your crunchies if you're hungry. It's not time for mush mush yet. Yeah, I just have one cat. Fine, I'll give you a kiss on the forehead next time, John. Bobby passed away like February 2022, so that was her brother, even though he didn't want to acknowledge it. So, you know, like I thought about getting someone, you know, to keep her company, another cat. And like part of me is just like, nah, it's too early. Rotisserie Elemental was a trash rare. I'm sorry. Like this is fine in like your aggressive deck, but it's just, it's a 1/1 with Menace. If it was a 2/1 with Menace, maybe, right? But it was just too slow. It's weird to say that it's too slow in a format. And then it exiled cards. So I guess maybe you only did it for like 3? I don't know. I just don't think that this was a good format for Rotisserie Elemental. Tanglespan Lookout was fantastic though. This is not my first one. I don't know why I keep saying first. Mythic Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Thank you. One of each. Well, I think. Watch, there's like one card I'm missing. One mythic and one rare. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Not bad. $60 card in paper. Thankfully in digital it's just like, well, in Arena everything is worthless, right? In oh, this is another bad one, right? Yeah. Panharmonicon as a And an instant panharmonic convert? No, not good. Not good. Virtue of Knowledge is not good in draft, especially in draft. Maybe? Commander? Not that I know of, but also you're probably asking the wrong person. Usually the exile zone in Magic is a place where you don't get to touch those cards ever again. So, you know, like you kind of don't want to not be able to access your cards. I think I need to get a Primal Vigor. Oh no. This is the bad one. I need Parallel Lives for a commander deck. Primal Vigor actually works for everyone on the table, so if your opponents would make tokens, they make twice as many tokens. And if your opponents will put counters on their creatures, they get twice as many of those counters. Yeah, ooh. I don't want Primal Vigor. I want Parallel Lives, which is also reprinted. This is not my first Shirai. This is not my first 3 Blind Mice. I hate this game. I hate this game so much. Also, you can't see it, but there's like a thing in the bottom right corner for me that shows what percentage of 4 of each card that I have, and it only says I have 87.3. I thought we were going to get much further than last pack, than 87.3. And the last pack had a Rotisserie Elemental, a card that I called utter trash. Alright, so let's look at our profile real quick to see. This is for Alchemy. Alright, so we have 4 of each of the commons. The uncommons, I'm missing 10 uncommons. I'm missing a rare. And this is counting for all 4 of each mythics, but I have 1 of each mythic, and I'm missing what, 36 for the 4 of each mythic. I'm more surprised about the uncommons. I'm missing 10 uncommons. Let's go look at the set in terms of my collection. I only have 3 of these, I guess. All right. You know, we're going to look at all of the cards, and I'm just going to buy them, whatever I'm missing. Ajani's Welcome? Oh, wait, no. Wilds of Eldraine. I was about to say, like, that's not in the set. All right, so we're missing 2 of those. Doesn't matter. What cards are we missing 1 of? Pest of Honor. This isn't in the set. This isn't in the draft set. Oh, God, they added uncommons to this. Craft one of those. That's just annoying. That's like really annoying. So these cards are, I think, only available in either not the commander decks, because that stuff's all direct to legacy. Collector packs? Or possibly the Jumpstart set. And that's really annoying when they add cards to like that specifically. Food Coma, yeah. A lot of these read like weird alchemy cards too. No, I didn't mean to do that twice. Oh yeah. Brain's slow. I just want the 1 of, because like we have most of I'm missing 1 rare. I'm just gonna craft it too. Yeah, see, it's all of these like weird cards that were not in the draft set. Cast an adventure spell, draw a card. That would have been too good in draft. Do I have? I don't have that. Okay, I was about to say. I thought I had the cosmetic for it. Rowdy Research. 1 less to cast for each creature that attacked this turn. Draw 3 cards. I could have sworn I saw that before. That's somewhere else. That's like... I've seen Rowdy Research. Hold on. Rowdy Research. What card number is that? Number 312. Yeah, that's from something else. That's from like collector packs or something. Okay. Turn off your collected checkmark? No. Experimental Confectioner. I want to look at what I have collected. And also what's missing. And it's these stupid fucking things. I can't believe it. Old Flitterfang. I've never even seen this card. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature died, create a food token. That would have been... Ew. It's a, oh god, it's a rat fairy. That's why it has wings. And it has flying, ew, 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 ew. And it has sacrifice another creature or artifact. It gets +2/+2. That's really good, actually. Oh, nah, I want to look at everything. That would have been good actually in draft. Rat fairy. That would have been really good in draft, actually. Maybe, I don't know. Become brutes. What is this? Haste. For each of those creatures, create a monster roll token. I'm surprised that this didn't make the main set. I see what you're saying, Iculus, but yeah, I want to look at everything. This would have actually been okay in draft, I think, right? They gain haste, and then you create monster roll tokens. So they just get +1/+1 and trample also? Actually, that might have been too good. Because that could make your, this could by itself turn on, what's it called? Celebration. That's actually really good. That probably would have felt like a mythic uncommon. There's the Imidane's Recruiter. I don't even have this in paper, and I have like a knight deck in Commander. And it just seems like such a good card. Charging Hooligan. I've seen this before. Where? If a rat is attacking, it gains trample. That seems bad. That seems bad. But yeah, I think these are all like weird collector booster cards. Song of Totentons is the only card I did not get anywhere. The only rare, rather. We'll make one of those. And see, like the 4-0s of the rares, each color had one rare that was like only available in like, I think Jumpstart actually. And here they are. Or not all, but like here's one of them. And as you finish the Mastery Pass, if you paid for the Mastery Pass, you would just get a playset of them. And I don't know why they didn't do that with the uncommons. Intrepid Truffle Snout. There was a Truffle Snout? Oh, there was a boar? Okay, I guess. Oh, that's a really good combat trick, too. On a body? That would have been great. Oh, this would have been really good in, oh, that might be too good. That feels too pushed. It is an uncommon, though. Like, the combat trick seems really good, because you not only does it push you into winning combat, but also, like, your creature will also possibly survive. And then when it attacks alone as a 3/1, you get a food token, which is great. And then, like, putting a young hero roll on it would also just, like, buff it every turn. Questing Druid and Mosswood Dread Knight next to each other. These two are next to each other, and they're both fantastic cards. I kind of want them in paper. But, like, with the alternate showcase treatments. Does it show the showcase treatment? Hold on. Here it is. Here's the showcase treatment for Questing Druid. Actually, he looks like a dork here. He looks like a fucking dork. What about Mosswood Dread Knight? That's all right. You know, it kind of leans more into the Arthurian legend of the Green Knight story. You know, he looks, or they look very, very woodsy. You know. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if, like, the armor was just full of vines. Get out of there, you. Alright, so, close that. Witch Stalker, I think I overvalued. The Fauna was probably better than the Witch Stalker. Did like the Hollow Scavenger, though. Where are we? Provisions Merchant. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever it attacks, sacrifice food. If you do... Oh! See, like, we've had... Hey, Heather, how you doing? We've had cards like this in Did you go on your flight? I forgot to ask if you were going on your flight this weekend, and to wish you a good flight. There were cards like this in, what was it called? Streets of New Capenna in green. This would have been fine for draft, I feel. Attacking creatures get +1. Oh, maybe it's that trample part. No, not even. Like, I think this would have been fine. Because then it attacks as a 4/4 with trample and everything else gets trample. I think that would have been fine. Did I not buy it? Craft. Craft the one. What am I missing? I think we have all the multicolored crap. I think we have all the... Cool. 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 That's everything. All right. I for whatever reason, I overvalued Ironcrag early on, and this is not a good card. I'm dumb. I'm not a smart man. How many wild cards do I have? I have 387% vault progress. I have 153 rares and 74 mythic rare wild cards that I just have not used. And tomorrow we're getting the new format, which should be fun. I ate all my packs right from the set. So that means brand new mastery pass, which I guess is more packs, and a draft token eventually, and it refunds itself a fair amount. Oh shit, you know, let's go back to the profile. I think that should put us on. Yeah, it's gold. It's gold, baby. All right, so I can't believe it. I think I opened more packs from this set than any other set, and still we are so far away from like getting the rest of this bronzed out and everything. Dominaria United, which I think is in the same, yeah, it's in the same month, which means that it was likely after it was right after the Alchemy Horizon set, right? Which means that we had extra gold and draft tokens to play in it. I finished that shit out. Oh shit, there's 10 more uncommons. The same amount of rares. How did I open more packs of this then? And there's the same amount of mythics. I could have sworn I opened way more packs of... I'll have to go back to the VOD, because like a year ago, I opened up like so many packs of this that I was started to just get gems. I started getting gems because it was like, you have this rare, here's gems. You have this rare, here's gems. And I'm missing only 20 mythics out of well, to make play sets of all the mythics from Dominaria United. Whereas in Wilds of Eldraine, we are so far away from that then. That's at least, maybe we're opening more rare wild cards. That's at least 4, 6, 20, 46 more packs. Did I open 46 more packs of this fucking set? Did I craft a bunch of lands from, maybe I crafted lands from that set. Oh, that's right. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. I wouldn't have. In the next set, we kind of like faltered on or floundered on because like it looks like we almost drafted as much Brothers War as we did Wilds of Eldraine, but that's not true at all. I guess if you base everything on your prizes. You know what though? This set, Wilds of Eldraine. No, but you still got a rare or a mythic. It's just you also got your weird alchemy, not alchemy. What's it called? Ah, fuck. What are they called? Oh, collection was there. Whoops. The bonus sheet cards, which we should actually look at real quick, because I know that those don't count as part of your Enchanting Tales, as part of the just look at all of them as part of the rare or mythic slot. And in fact, I think if you open all of them, I'm surprised this doesn't have its own thing on the collection sheet, by the way. But I think if you open all of them, they start to just give you gems. So I have 3 Bitter Blossoms, and I got 2 of them just opening packs. That was my first Bitter Blossom that I ever drafted, and I actually got to play. Really good card though. Gonna smoke. All right, we'll be here. We'll be here. Also, welcome back. Yeah, take your time. Don't feel like you need to. You know, like you got stuff to take care of. You should take care of your stuff. I don't want people to feel like they have to be here. You know what I mean? You don't have to be here. This is that's it. When it's how do I say this? This is a place for you to snort cocaine. I'm kidding. That's a joke. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Ha ha. Yeah, Mana Flare was put. This is only for the draft set and for more copies of these cards to be out. But this isn't the main set. These are just like additional. It's a bonus sheet essentially. But I do have one of each of these, I guess, right? At the very least, I have... Oh, wait, collected and not collected? What do we not have collected? Oh, shit, there was more. I never picked up a Ley Line of Sanctity, a Smothering Tithe. That makes sense. I never would have drafted those. This I should have drafted. I think I saw it once, but I just wasn't in the colors. This you could, You could sink all of your extra mana into making 1/1s with lifelink, and then you could use them to help you draw cards later on. Like, it would... help you to win a game, but like if you were playing an aggressive red-white deck, let's say, you didn't want this in the deck. You did not want this in the deck. It's still a fine card, but like, you know, if you're on that aggressive red-white deck, you were just like, no. White-blue, maybe. Maybe. Greater Auramancy. I hate Shroud. I hate Shroud. Because nobody knows what fucking Shroud does. I picked up... My pre-release pack had a land tax. A land tax. A land tax. Here it is. Well, yeah. My pre-release pack had one of these, and I was like, oh shit, that's a land tax. Wait, do I have it here? It's over there, never mind. I was just like, oh shit, I got a land tax. So I have to put it in a deck or something, I guess. There's a Rhystic Study here too. Upshifted to Mythic. This used to be a common, but Commander made it a Mythic because everyone was just like, damn, that's so good. You just put it out and then everyone has to pay you extra mana or you get to draw your whole deck. And you have like those few players who are just like, no, I don't want to pay the one. And so like you end up with like 7, 8, 9, 12 cards in hand, and everyone scowls at that one person who's just like, I'm storming off. Everyone shut the fuck up. I have to go to the bathroom. There's a Hardened Scales. Ew, this art sucks. There's like alternate art for a lot of these too. Like this one, the anime art. They all have, not all of them. A lot of the rare ones have like alternate anime art. Like this one by Kanata Katana. What's the one? This one. Oh god. This one by Dai XT. Doubling season with, oh, look at the goofies by Kemono Michi. Parallel Lives. I need to get a Parallel Lives. I think that's supposed to be, no, that's not Rowan. Maybe that's Emodane by Bodox. Repercussion. I don't even know what Repercussion is. Is that here? It sounds like a black card. Oh no, it's red. It's red, right? There it is, yeah. And it has anime art. Look at the anime art by Mupik. The Blood Moon anime art does not even look like anime art. It's just like, oh yeah, this is Blood Moon. I do like the how this is laid out though. It reminds me very much of the reprint that this card got in Masters 25, which I still believe is one of the better printings of this card, simply because everything is very well centered, right? Masters 25 did this thing where so Masters 25 was 25th anniversary master set, and every card was a master set, so it was a reprint set, and every card had a watermark in the text bubble showing what set it was originally from, right? Or if it was from like a base set like Alpha or whatever. The Blood Moon from that set had a proper, like a fully centered Blood Moon in the art, and then in the watermark in the text was the Crescent Moon, because that was the set symbol. It was scaled to be the same size as the Blood Moon in the art, and then the text was perfectly centered, and so that it says non-basic lands or mountains, and then they removed the flavor text entirely. Normally that card has flavor text about something or other, but they removed it entirely because that would have ruined the symmetry that they had for that card. And so it's still my belief that that's probably the best printing of that card, save for original the Dark Blood Moon. Although the original printing of the Dark Blood Moon is like a little washed out. But it looks nice because it's got that retro border. This one looks good too, though. Like, I would not be upset if I had to play this set, but I have the Masters 25 ones, because when I saw that symmetry, the moon in both the text box and the art being like the same size and mirroring each other, I was just like, this is fantastic. I gotta have this one. Goblin Bombardment. This was good in draft. Omniscience. Oh god. Look, it's an anime girl, I think. Waste not. Necropotence. Look, it's an anime. Yeah, she got boobs, girl. I don't have a lot of the alternate arts here. Well, this is another anime girl. It's just a merfolk lady. As foretold, is this another anime girl? It sure is. Oh god. All the anime art is just like anime girls. Well, that's not an anime girl, it's an anime boy. Look at him. Big old beefy boy. There's anime art for Spectral Sailor, and it's just like an anime girl as a ghost pirate. And she said, like, the text, the flavor text is like, permission to haunt the boat, Captain. And then just like, fuck out of here right now. Oh, this is this is based on the art of the Green Knight about to behead Galahad. Oh, that's awesome, actually. It's the third time that is it Galahad or is it I'm looking this up right now. The Green Knight. All right, Gawain. It's Gawain? Not the movie. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Oh, it is Gawain. Thinking it was Galahad. I'm sorry, everybody. I am the worst. I'm the worst. Hey, Ariel, how you doing? How's your weekend been? I kept saying, like, it's either Galahad or fucking... It's one of the ones that people know, right? Gawain. 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 Sorry. Greater Oromance. Let's see this anime art. Of course it's an anime girl. I'm sorry. I just... Every time there's, like, anime art, it's like, of course it's an anime girl. Look at this. You can hear them through the internet. Gawain? 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 Look at them. She's got that... laugh. You could see it through the internet. This is how they laugh when they look at my wiener. My weekend was okay. You know, I had anime girls laugh at my wiener. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Is it really pronounced? I'm not going to remember that. That's the sad part. I'm not going to remember that it's pronounced Gawain. Just like this. Just like in this. Covering their mouth and guffawing heartily. Well, you know, these things happen. These things happen. Yeah, this is why you can't show wealthy people your penis. What? No. Don't craft that. I want to see the alternate art with the anime girl. God, it's always an anime girl. Grave Pact. Oh no, there's an anime husbando. All right, we got one husbando. What'd you order? I'm gonna cook probably later. What's the anime art for Repercussion? No, what's the anime art? Oh god. Oi, my binky. It hates. Hate it. What's the anime art for Aggravated Assault? I can't tell with those thighs. Those thighs look very thick. But I think that's a dude. Sorry. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. Show me the... Oh yeah, it's anime boy. Yep. Okay. Defense of the Heart. We saw this one, right? Oh no, there's two people there. I don't recognize them though. Sometimes they use like the key art from the set and sometimes they don't. Nature's Will has anime Monker. Parallel Lives has anime these two. Imidane and I don't know who that is. Doubling Season has our geese mother. Our goose's mommy. Alright. Guys, I'm gonna take a quick break here. I had a tinkle. 1, 2. I have to switch games. We're gonna switch over to Ghostwire Tokyo. If you're watching on the YouTube though, please hit that thumbs up button. You know what to do. Defense of the Heart. Is that the... You know, it's right in front of me. I don't even know what these cards do. Bidding of your upkeep. If an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice, search for up to 2 creature cards, put those onto the battlefield and shuffle. That seems pretty good, actually. I guess it's better when you have massive creatures and you know that your opponent's basically going to be playing an aggro deck with a bunch of tiny creatures, right? It's almost like a control card. It's almost like a control card. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna be right back. I gotta pee. We gotta do a bunch of shout outs. So 253. I shall return momentarily with an empty bladder and a full bottle. And I'm gonna check on my cat's food to make sure that she has stuff because I'm not a monster. Then we're gonna switch over to Ghostwire Tokyo. Sorry, I don't know why I did it like that. You know, I did that voice the other day with my girlfriend and she got really embarrassed. It was the announcer voice. I think it was because the package said let's cleansing. So I was like, let's cleansing. And she was like, She got like really annoyed with me. It's not my fault that's what the package said. I'll be right back. I shall return momentarily. Please do not go anywhere because my bladder is full, and I would feel bad if you left while my bladder was empty. I mean, full. You can leave when it's empty, though. It's not